Hi subscribers, welcome back. I'm hoping that this video is recording the right way. Hold on one sec. Uh, okay, I guess it is. Well then why would I have that on the side? Okay, whatever. So anyways, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So check this out. In this video, you guys won't see me. Of course, you guys have seen me a lot. But what we're going to talk about is a question that everybody would want to know. I mean, I know I would want to know, right? We want to answer. We want to know, why will the narcissist not change? Because we know they won't change, ladies and gentlemen, but we've never broken it down to the reason why. And ladies and gentlemen, I developed a little chart. It's just something really small that I wrote down, but it's something that you guys will see what's really going on. So let's tap in deep into the narcissist's head. Okay. First off, there's a demon attached to him. They're in spiritual bondage. Now, for those of you that are familiar with spiritual bondage, and for those of you that aren't, we're just going to go ahead and cover it for the ones that aren't. Basically, what spiritual bondage is, it's something where the devil, demons are attached, they attach themselves to a human host, and they try to stay there, and they basically keep the human, the reason why they have to, demons need fuel, okay? So what they do is, they're fueled and they keep everything going in a continuous pattern. You're never able to break out from going into circles and going down that straight road because they're always trying to keep you in bondage and trying to keep you away from what God had for you. So this is something that is what the narcissists are experiencing. Now this is the narc in the center of this chart, right? And you see those arrows? If you look at those arrows, you see how they're just going around in a continuous circle. The reason why, because, ladies and gentlemen, first off, the narcissist has a true self. It's basically the real person that lurks in the inside of them, who they really are. But they've suppressed that. So when they suppress the true self, because of, it could have been their upbringing, them believing that things belonged to them that wasn't, and they felt like their true self was not enough. So they always felt like, they had to go out and manipulate and do all kinds of things to people to get stuff to go. So what they do is they develop a false image, right? Which is their false self. This is the narcissist themselves. This literally is 100% the narcissist. It's basically when they basically it's like everything that they want to be that they really aren't. And they feel like, we might as well just fake it to make it. You get what I'm saying? So they just go ahead and be like, you know what, forget it. Forget my true self. I'm going to suppress that. And they develop this false self. And this false self is the one that's carrying on all the manipulation. They're greedy. They feel like they always have to beat somebody out of something. And, it has the demonic spirit of Jezebel. They have ways like Jezebel that's in the Bible attached to it. So what happens with the false self when all else fails, because there's nowhere else to go. You can't go to new higher heights or excel in life or go higher because it's a false self. It's not real. So what happens is the false self end up going right back down, because what happens is the narcissist realize that everything that they're trying to make realistic in their delusional world is not real. So they have no other choice but to revert back to the truth. And the truth is where there's guilt there, right? And this is when the narcissist feels at their lowest. And there is options. The option is to continue on to the same pattern or acknowledge all the hurt and things that you've done to people. And they know they've done a lot of bad shit in the past. And they just can't let themselves get to where they would actually own up to it. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is, okay, instead of taking the acknowledgement role, which is available to them at all times, I should have had my little marker. There's another route. Hold on one second. Instead of taking the acknowledgement route, which would be the better route for the narcissist, because it would set them free from the spiritual bondage. Instead of taking this route, they're like, nope, I am not. There's no way I could face my past and all the things that I've done to everyone and this and this and that. Oh, hell no. I'm just going to continue on the same path. Actually, I'm sorry. Hold on, wait. Let me see. Instead of acknowledging it, okay, hold on one sec, you guys. We have a little bind here. instead of acknowledging the acknowledgement that would take them, that would free them from the spiritual bondage, they continue on to rather just be a narc and continue going down the same dark path that they've been going down. So what happens is the true self, which is the one that they have suppressed, it emerges a little bit. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You gotta face the facts. Are you going to be who you really are or not? And they don't accept their true self, so that's the X, okay? And then what happens is it goes right back into their false self, because this right here is ultimately what they're trying to keep alive, but it's not real. So it's like, this is bondage. When you have when it's going around in circles like this and you can't get out, there's no way out for the narcissist. When in actuality, there is a route out. The route out is to acknowledge everything that you've done to everyone. And then that will revert you to your true self. And that will release all of this chaos. But that false self, it's just that false self they can't get rid of, ladies and gentlemen. Because they don't want to face the facts that they're not who they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so sad, because all it takes is a little bit of acknowledgement, and all it takes is just going to a therapist, seeking help, We can all do it by ourselves. All they have to do is literally call on to the name of Jesus and seek a therapist. And ladies and gentlemen, that right there would be the biggest change. It's just sad, because this continuous cycle is it's like all of them choose this. It's like a drug that you're trying so well, they're not even putting up forth the effort to try. You see, there's no trying in there, because the true self is suppressed, so they automatically revert to the false self. And the false self comes down here where it's the guilt and all that. And then when it's guilt, they're forced to face their true self, which they don't want to face their true self. So they go back to their false self. And then their false self is not real. So they can't go too high. So it goes back to you see what I'm saying? It's a continuous cycle of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. It's a circle. It's a circle, ladies and gentlemen. It's a circle that they're going on. And this is the reason why their actions are also in circles as well. If you look at it, everyone that they date is still the same thing. It's the love bombing phase. It's the devalue phase, the discard phase. Love bombing, devalue, discard. Love bombing, devalue, discard. And it goes on and on and on and on. It's never, well, you know what? This time we're going to take a different route. We're going to go on to marry somebody. We've conquered our demons. We faced our true self. And life would be so much better for them. But they choose to go down that dark path, ladies and gentlemen. And the sad part about it is there's nothing that we can do about it. The only thing that we can do is pray. So that's why it's very, very important that you guys just go no contact. Because we ain't going to get caught up in the shenanigans. Hell, it's already bad enough that we're dealing with all the manipulations and everything. So it's already bad enough that you don't want to change. So what are we going to do? We're just going to stick around and be around you while you're causing all this chaos and raining havoc? No, you do that by yourself. So we push you to the side and we just go no contact, because we know that they're so manipulative. There's no way that we can listen to them saying that they change and saying this and that unless they show us actions. And we talking about consistently. We're talking about a year done passed and you staying on the right road path. Then we good. You know what I'm saying? But until then, it is what it is.